Hello again and welcome back to another video. This time we have a phone that I've been really interested in purchasing, but I've just never got around to it. I in fact found this at my local pawn shop and I paid $20 Australian for it, which is like 15 bucks US. This phone in particular you can get online for about $30 US. I'll leave some links in the description below. Now the funny thing is that I don't know what specs this device actually has. It is sold on a number of websites, DHgate, eBay, etc, 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 Alibaba, all that stuff, and they all have different specs. So we're going to dive deep into this phone and see what it has to offer. Now, this is all scratched because it's got a screen protector on it, so it's perfectly fine. I'm going to leave it on there because when I show the actual testing of the phone, you're going to be pretty much seeing just the screen. You won't see all the scratches and stuff because I've got the light shining onto it. Anyways, I'm rambling. So this phone is a basic 5-inch phone. It is just called an M5 and that is it. There's nothing else detailing about what it is called. It is just an M5. You type in M5, this is what will come up. So at the top of the phone here we have a supposed front-facing flash, not too sure about that. Front-facing camera, the earpiece, and a little sensor, likely an air gesture I would say. Then around the phone we have the volume rocker as well as the power button. On the bottom we have a hole for a microphone and we have this is actually a false speaker grill. This is just here for decoration. It does no purpose whatsoever. Otherwise around the phone is just the white plastic finish. And we also have a headphone jack and a micro USB port. And at the back here we have the rear facing 3 megapixel camera, presumably, and what looks like a single flash. The most interesting part of this phone is that it has 4G LTE branding on the back with digital mobile phone intelligent operating with a recycle thing in 10, I don't know what that means, and a speaker. So this thing supposedly does 4G. However, with reports on eBay and DHgate and Alibaba and stuff, it kind of deviates between having 4G and not having 4G. It's 2G only. I have no idea. This is why I have this phone in front of me now to test it and can finally confirm what this thing is. Before I continue on the phone, I'm just going to show you a few quick screenshots of the listing that's on eBay, that it's an M5 5-inch phone with 8 cores, 3 megapixel camera, 1280 by 720 display, 1 gig RAM and 8 gig of ROM. The description is quite laughable. Not only is it just spelling mistakes everywhere, but the shell material is nano piano lacquer bake alloy. Let that sink in just a little bit. Anyways, now it's time to rip open the back of the phone and see what we're dealing with. So on the back of the phone we just have this sort of design that's printed in there. Looks okay, I guess. Then we get into the back of the phone. Now all I can think when I see this battery is Dragon Ball Z, and I'll show you a picture as to why I think Dragon Ball Z. Probably the most safest part of the phone is next to the camera here, and where the headphone jack is just an exposed ribbon cable which you can just access. This is quite a very cheap design, because if you kind of rip that little, like you can literally, if you stick a tool in there, that's it. Whatever that's connected to is just, that's it. Very stupid. Why didn't they cover that? I mean, as I said, I got this model secondhand, so I don't know if there was an actual cover that's supposed to be on there. No idea. You also see that it has a little hand icon there that says don't do anything to this phone, but we're going to do something to it. GT, I'm just trying to see what it says there. GT022X10, okay. We have a dual SIM tray that's sort of stacked on top of each other. You've got the SD card that goes in there. Oh yeah, there's a little diagram there that shows the SD card going in there, the SIM card underneath, and then another SIM card just there. But does this actually do 4G? That's what we're wondering. And then we have the speaker there, which has just got a little bit of foam over it. That's it. Let's have a look at the battery. The battery supposedly is a 2800 milliamp hour battery, which is surprisingly good, but we'll see. So the date on here is August 2017, and the serial number is a whole bunch of stuff. Don't throw in the bin, don't set on fire, it's all that sort of stuff. But yeah, 2800 milliamp hours, it doesn't look like a battery that would do that, but anyways, just a quick note. When I was charging this, it went from 25% to 50% within a matter of about 10 minutes or so with just a standard 5V 2A charger. So does it have quick charge? I have no idea. Anyways, it is an M5. It says TD-LTE, but I'm not holding my breath. If it's a 4G phone, for what you're paying, and you get a 4G phone, it's a pretty good dealio. But once again, we have to see the specs. IMEI there. Hang on, why is there only one IMEI but there's 2 SIM card slots? No idea. A little sticker and some other stickers there. Not that interesting. I've probably spent a lot of time blabbering on about this. So it's time to put the battery in the phone. Actually, I'm going to put some SIM cards in here and then we'll go from there. So anyways, I've talked too much, so it's time to move on. I have put a 4G capable SIM card in here, as well as an 8GB micro SD card. So let's see. Now, as I said, there's a lot of results for this phone and they're all different specs, so I'm not too sure which one you are going to get. Let's just see what this one has inside of it and sort of have this as the standard of what most of these models are going to be. Right, so we're now going to switch on the phone, and I haven't been through this phone, I've only charged it, I haven't looked at it, so all reactions are going to be genuine. I knew that was coming. And that's what I call 80s disco. But this phone is a Suzanne. So, just in case you wanted to name your phone, it's a Suzanne. Doesn't say that anywhere on the listings, by the way, but... Oh, so it boots up to a beautiful little butterfly. Why can't I see anything on the screen? Jesus, that's horrible. Alright, so I apologise for how bad this looks, but ta-da! This is a very low resolution screen. I'm going to just turn it quickly just to show you guys, but that is a very poor screen resolution. You can see each individual pixel and everything. It's not looking good, even though it's supposed to have a 720p display, but we're not sure of that yet, even though it says... whatever, let's just get into it. Anyways, butterfly wallpaper. Let's go into the phone. It's set to 2012. Is it detecting 4G? And the answer is no. Well, there you go. So we have a very Samsung looking interface here. This is all sort of Samsung looking to me. Could be wrong, but it looks TouchWizzy sort of thing. Yeah, it does. It looks very TouchWiz based. So we have camera, messaging, sound recorder, file explorer, people, clock, phone, FM radio, video player, calendar, browser, email, gallery, download, Play Store, Google settings, fruit slice. We're going to have to play that. In my opinion, I know it doesn't stand for that, but whatever. Facebook, WhatsApp, there's no Chinese phone that doesn't have WhatsApp on it, I swear. Backup and restore probably doesn't work. Calculator, flashlight, my favorites, music, and settings. Yes, it has all the Samsung icons, I can confirm that now. So the battery's dying really quickly, even though it was at 50% before, it's now down to that. Okay, so I'll have to give it life support. Where are you, life support? Right, so at the bottom here we have the capacitive buttons, which vibrate when you touch them. You have the back, home, and the navigation menu key, which brings up a whole heap of stuff. Desktop setting, what does desktop setting do? Okay, desktop slide, oh, okay. Okay, so it sort of works doing random wallpapers, I guess. Maybe. There's a cube animation there, yeah, okay, fair enough. Oh, even that's a very... How did that come up anyways, by the way? Right, let me connect to my Wi-Fi and we're going to go into settings. This is a very, very strange interface. Sort of reminds me of the S5 when you went to settings and there was like the separate categories you could choose from. This is sort of reminding me about it. So let's go into dual SIM settings and see if there's actually a 4G toggle switch. Usually there isn't, but we'll see. Come on. One day. And this model's supposed to have either 1 gig or 2 gig of RAM in here. I don't think so. What am I even doing? Well, you can't do anything because you just can't do anything. Okay. SpeedGo is not responding, so the user interface is called SpeedGo, which is obviously Android, but all I want to do was just go more. That's it. Ah, here we go, mobile networks. Yes. Okay. I think we've confirmed it. This is only a 2G phone. So all the reports that say it's a 4G phone, and even the back of the phone that says 4G LTE, it is completely wrong and false advertising. So there you go. We have finally debunked that myth. So continuing on in settings, not that interesting. Account, not that interesting. Let's see what storage says actually. So SD card is 8 gig, which we knew that. The internal storage says 8 gig. I'll have to plug it into my computer later and find out what that is. So it's a Coolie Launcher S4. That makes sense. See how I was saying before, the Samsung thing, and now it says S4. Yep, makes sense. Okay, let's see what Android version it is. what it says. Oh, if you go to more, everything's here. So you just go to... it's a bit of a strange thing. Developer options is enabled by default, which is okay. 5.1 is the Android version. Let's see if that's actually true. It does come up with Lollipop, so yeah, maybe. I mean, would they go to all that trouble to... Anyways, the model says that's an X8, which is another thing. I don't even know what this phone is. It's either a Susan M5 or a Susan X8 or a... Okay. System updates. Let's always check this because you just never know. You never know. I'll just press it again several times and nope, that means there's no updates. Even though there's an Optus SIM card in here, it still reckons it's Vodafone, maybe because I messed around with the settings, but yep, it cannot find 4G at all. So we have USB debugging. If we go into developer options, here's the development device ID, which is an NG FN-M5. We'll Google this and put any information available. Right, speed go is on here, so let's open this up and see what it does. Maybe nothing? No? Oh, SpeedGo is a some sort of cleaning app. Let me just... Yep, okay. So it's a cleaning app. That's all it is. I'm gonna say it's a pretty slow phone. It's taking quite a while to load a few things. So it doesn't have Google Chrome on here, unless I'm missing it somewhere. Nope, it doesn't have Google Chrome on here. So I'm thinking this is not running 5.1, and it is in fact running probably 4.4.2. So let's open up this game, which is obviously Fruit Ninja. It's just a rip-off, and just see how it performs. Oh, we have to turn it this way. Okay. Yeah, it looks very Fruit Ninja-y, doesn't it? Oh, sorry. Duh. Well, even a basic 3D game doesn't even want to work. Ignore. Phone storage space is going low. This phone isn't looking promising at all. Oh, there is an update available. Facebook. That's it. This is getting a little strange. What is going on? 6 meg of memory is free. So what is going on here? So if we go browser and just go onto YouTube, for example... One day. Right, let's type in you. Look, I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen. This keeps coming up, and I mean, I haven't factory reset this, so this could be a contributing factor, but I don't think even factory resetting this is going to even get anywhere. It is such a slow, tacky thing so far. So I need to see what the specs of this device are, so what I'm going to do is install the applications on here and see what this is actually running. Just a quick update, plugging this into my computer, didn't come up with the internal storage. I'm thinking it's not going to be anything too spectacular. It's definitely not 8 gig that it says. Okay, so all applications have been installed, so let's start with Antutu. Is it going to be an 8 core and 1 gig or 2 gig of RAM that it says? Let's find out. Sorry, you can see all the scratches and stuff. Didn't think it would come up, but nope, don't want to download. Let's see device info. Go on. So the brand is an X8, the model is an X8, the OS is 4.2. There you are. It's an MT6592 Mali 400MP, which I knew that would be the case. 854 by 480 resolution, which is crap. Rear camera is out of this world, but okay. 200 meg RAM is what we're dealing with, and internal system storage is 128. I would say 100. What is... No, stop. So it just crashed on me, so let's keep going. So yes, 200 meg RAM, and yes, probably a 128 meg ROM, I think that would be the case. Cores, 8. It does say it has 8 cores. Rear camera is just 8072 by 7096, which is ridiculous, and 1.2 megapixel front-facing camera. Battery level is 31%, and zero temperature. OS is 4.2, which is based on Android 4.0.3, and it crashed again. Right, so next CPU application, which will be CPU-Z. Let's see what this has to say. Right, there we are. This is a dual-core. It's a very, very low-end CPU, I might add. Okay, so it is a Susan, but it's an X8. So it's a Suzanne X8 with MT6592 X8 4.3. No, total RAM 2 gig. No. Spectrum X8. Oh, that seems a bit old, if my memory serves me correctly. 4.2 ice cream sandwich. So it's not even Kit Kat. System on chip. The SC8825 Spectrum. CPU low. Cores 8. Yeah, cores 8, but there's only 2 cores available. Yeah. Figures. And this just keeps coming up. There's no way this thing is usable. Total internal memory, yep, 128 meg ROM. And RAM is, yes, 256 meg of RAM, which is absolutely shite. 4.3 inches, it's supposed to be a 5-inch screen, but yeah, it should be a 5-inch screen. Screen resolution, that's, yeah. So there you go. This phone is utter garbage. So this phone is a complete lie. So wherever you see this device, whether it be Wish or eBay or whatever, do not believe the specs. It is not worth buying this phone. We don't even know what it is, like name and brand wise. It is just generic as generic can be. But if you still want to buy it, you feel free. Now I just want to test the sound and the camera quality, and that's it. I want to throw this phone away because of how many times it keeps coming up with system memory low. Right now, time for the speaker test to see how loud it is, even though it doesn't matter because I wouldn't be recommending this device to anyone, but let's just try. Alright, headphone users, be prepared. Fair enough, it is a loudspeaker, but it is very distorted, has no bass, it is cheap as cheap can be. So next is to try the camera. So let's just go ahead and open it up and hopefully it doesn't crash on me. Hey, it's not crashing, hooray. I'm probably going to speak to you soon. Does it have autofocus? Maybe. Alright, let me try the camera and I'll be back. What was I saying about it crashing on me? I have no idea the resolution of this, but the flash doesn't want to turn on and there's no autofocus whatsoever. So I just tested the camera, and honestly it is probably one of the worst cameras I've ever tested. I'm not even going to bother testing it outside and stuff, it's late, so no point. But as I said, I'm not even going to recommend this phone, so it's just more or less just seeing what else this thing can do. So I've decided to put the teardown in another video altogether. It's probably going to be a really short one, but I just want to make sure that that's a separate video apart from this, because I want this to be a mainstream video to show that if you see this phone on eBay and you are planning to buy it because it's cheap and it does offer decent specs, look the other way. It is not worth it whatsoever. So over here you can see all the specifications for the phone written out, which is very, very underwhelming for this thing. But anyways, I will leave links in the description below if you want to purchase this, but I highly recommend do not purchase this. It is a waste of time, waste of money, and it is not 4G as it advertises, even though in the descriptions it says it's 2G or 3G or whatever. It is just solely a 2G phone running the most terrible specs I have ever seen. So this has been a very terrible phone to review. Anyways, as I said, teardown will be in another video, so if you want to go to that, I'll link a card somewhere. Anyways, thank you for watching this review of the... I don't know, I'll figure out what it's called after I finish editing this, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, feel free to leave a like or a dislike if you didn't. Comment below if you would like to see more content like this. We'll see you in the next one.